Hello folks, Typhoon Carter here, and I bring to you DPP Revival Ubers Open. We got some round 5 losers bracket action between Squeeby and Shrang. So whoever loses here is going to be out of the tournament. Shrang, always a very creative player, loves seeing what he has cooked up. And Squeeby, a French player who I've seen around in the RU scene. Not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, but that being said though, let's jump right into this. So we got Kyogre lead into an Azelf lead. Not something you see super often, because with Azelf usually it's just, look, you know what doesn't owe you, probably does the same thing here, except you have a big fat problem in Giratina to deal with, but probably has T-Wave too, but gotta get Stealth Rocks up. And just gotta get T-Waved. Question is this Lum? No, it's probably just Sash, and Squeeby will probably try to scout this out perhaps, but no, just got, I don't know about eating that explosion. Maybe Squeeby doesn't have anything better to take that. I feel like there was no other play for Shrang to make there, but Kyogre's gonna be a follow-up into a Dialga. Dialga going to threaten this Kyogre with a Thunder perhaps, and will do exactly that. Oh yeah, ugly game so far. That Thunder actually normally does not KO, especially if that is Scarf Dialga. But we don't know for sure. Anyways, Groudon's going to come in. Bronzong probably... Oh, okay, gotta get Trick Room up. Going to friend that explosion, so Squeeby's gotta be careful here. And Giratina Origin is going to be the follow-up here. Oh, bold move to Stealth Rocks there, but it probably would have lived that if it's a support Groudon. And Jirachi's going to be the Giratina pivot. Shadow Balls here, interesting. You actually don't see it as much on Giratina Altered, but, or sorry, Origin, but regardless though, we're gonna see what he has. Okay, Shadow Balls again. Probably doesn't want Thunder in the rain, or sorry, in the sun. I mean, but Wish is up here. Question is, how is Shrang going to deal with this Jirachi? I mean, Kyogre normally would be fantastic here, but that crit kind of took it out of the game pretty early, which kind of sucks. But the other problem here is that for Bronzong can't really do a whole lot in the long run, because Giratina Altered is more or less going to be on a timer here. Dialga will probably eat this Shadow Ball up, and will do exactly that. Going to threaten a Draco or a Fire Blast if it has that. Question is, how does Squeeby respond? Actually catches that. Nice Fire Blast there. That Bronzong is good as gone, especially in the sun. How will Shrang try to punish this? Going to use Rayquaza as a punish. If it's a DD Rave, and that is something that Squeeby has to be careful of. But Fire Blast here, actually a pretty good mid ground there, and you see exactly why. Because you actually cover just about everything there. And oh, huge Fire Blast miss there. You'll get roared out, fortunately, instead of just outright losing it. So Shrang's still in the running here, but this Dialga is going to be a headache, and so is that Jirachi for that matter. And Shrang just got mid ground there, just gonna Shadow Ball. That Groudon might just be Lava Plume plus EQ, could also be Toxic. So that's just something to keep in mind here. Shadow Ball's here. Jirachi probably gonna be forced to protect, but the issue here is that Shrang doesn't really have a better option to punish this consistently, and then not to mention that Jirachi could U-turn Wish and then restore something back to full health. For example, that's another angle that Squeeby could take here with this Jirachi, and it's looking great right now. And for Shrang, I mean, this could be a double weather. Okay, U-turns here, but again, it's this Scarf. If it's Scarf Ray, then you could land a KO here, but oh wait, no, the Wish is going to make that pretty tough. Okay. I mean, you gotta have something like a Rock Polish Groudon. That's the only way that Shrang can come back from this. Dialga, oh, okay, if this is sub bulk up Dialga, then there's a chance as well, but the Groudon is still really healthy. Instead, just got Draco here. And that Draco, we don't know if this is Custap, we don't know exactly, but this Latios is going to Oh no, it is Scarf Dialga on Shrang's end. Now if this Latios has recovered, then you should be in a fantastic spot. That also works too. But for Squeeby, this Dialga will probably close the game out at this point, so Squeeby will certainly be up 1-0. And I think that game could have, you know, avoided being, you know, getting out of hand if not for the Kyogre getting crit early on, because normally it should live a Thunder. And yeah, Outrage gonna get the job done, and that's that for game 1. So, where did it go wrong here? I mean, I think Squeeby probably, well, okay, looking at what Shrang exploded on and what, I mean, Jirachi could absorb the explosion, but the problem is that Rayquaza suddenly becomes a problem. Scarf Dialga suddenly becomes a problem. Giratina actually, as long as you could survive, you could use it as a setup or like as fodder to like kind of bring yourself back up to full, depending on the bulk investment there. But I mean, it was probably especially defensive because you kind of need that if you're going to run Wish Protect and, you know, take all these Dracos. But regardless though, we have a game 2. So let's go into game 2 here. Deoxys Speed, Tyranitar. Tyranitar will probably KO this thing unless it's Cobra, but Deoxys is going to trick there. Interesting. I don't know about that. I think that was a misplay from Squeeby. You take your hazards, man. That's probably what I'd do there. And okay, Mewtwo going to threaten the Aura Sphere. And oh no, gonna get Reflect Up instead. So Squeeby with screens here, and this Mewtwo will certainly explode. And chooses to use the Ray as sack fodder. Interesting. And Darkrai is going to come in here, and it's probably subplot Darkrai for all I know. And yeah, so Shrang sent Tyranitar there so that he could put some chip damage on this. And is this Scarf Ogre? Okay. Surf's there, does not quite kill, and you see Screen's really putting in overtime. And I can't really sub up if he has that, but no, it's probably like Choppleberry for all I know, or Lumberry. Either one is reasonable, but Scarf Jirachi going to come in here, going to get rid of this Darkrai. Shrang establishing a lead pretty quickly, and Mew. Oh, this is a Baton Pass, I think. Rock Pop. Yeah, this is Baton Pass Mew. Stat Pass, nothing too crazy. We all know this. I wouldn't Shrang. Why? I would just. Okay, yeah, that works out too. So yeah, that's actually a really nice bluff there from Shrang, trying to bluff. Yeah, and you can kind of see like, yeah, Dialga is the intended recipient there, and yeah, we had the Lumberry and everything. But this Kyogre probably going to get rid of Dialga. Lefties with Water Spout. That's actually a really nice combo, like that from Shrang. And Groudon's going to come in here. Has to be careful of a Draco Meteor perhaps, but nope. Instead going to get rid of that. And Shrang probably knows that the last is Ray. Yep, there's the Ray. Going to DD up. Get Dragon Claw here, and it's a Hobbenberry. And this Rayquaza will probably nab a KO or not. Oh wait, no, it's still living on. It's still barely living, and oh man, did Squeeby throw this? Yeah, I wonder. So Shrang's gonna win this, and that was a game for sure. So I think on turn 19, yeah, you need to double DD. You DD'd up once, which is fine. I don't know what the roll on that was exactly, but if the roll was in Squeeby's favor to live, I think you needed to double DD there, because otherwise Shrang just loses. And then there's also the fact that I think Shrang could have been more aggressive to try and get the Scarf Jirachi in, and then Ice Punch on the immediate DD. I get not wanting to do that, but yeah, I feel like that endgame was pretty weird because both sides had realistic options that could have made their win path a little bit more clean. But I also think Squeeby probably misplayed that opener. Like, honestly, take your rocks. I get wanting to get rid of the scarf or the sash on T-Tar, and like, you know, hindsight's 50-50, whatever, blah blah blah, right? You get your rocks up, and then what you can do, set your reflect up with Mewtwo, because you're still doing that regardless, right? Do that, set your dual screens up, explode it on the T-Tar or something, like, you know, get your rocks up, and then you could kind of try to force the issue that way. I get not wanting to bring Darkrai in because you don't know if this T-Tar is Lumberry or not, so that's like a, I get that. But yeah, I don't know about that trick, but hey, it is what it is. It is tied 1-1, and we still have a game free to play out. Alright, so we got a game free here, folks. So we got Kyogre into a Deoxys speed. We've seen this play out before. Question is, how is he going to approach this? Shrang just going to taunt there, trying to prevent any T-Wave shenanigans. Probably going to get rocks up. This Deoxys speed will go down. Question is, what's the follow-up? The follow-up is Groudon. Go set this up. And go pivot into Wobbuffet. Okay, so Shrang is probably bringing out his signature Wobray team. This is Mewtwo in the back, and then you will have SD Rayquaza, and on top of that you also, usually the last is either one of Darkrai, Scizor, or T-Tar, and Mewtwo going to have a chance to do immense damage here. Kyogre's going to come in here, huge thunder there from Shrang, so Shrang getting some mileage out of this Mewtwo early, and thunders again, doesn't want to take any risk. Safeguard's going to wear out. Dialga, this could be Scarf Dialga, but nope. This Dialga is, oh okay, it is Bulk Up Dialga perhaps. That's what this looks like, and then Groudon naturally gonna threaten this out. Groudon's going to be the pivot on Squeeby's end, and Rock Polish is here. I mean, yeah, Fire Punch is most definitely coming. This is usually Rock Polish Life Orb, yep, just as I said. And Darkrai could threaten a sleep here, and Wobbuffet's going to be the answer here. And okay, yeah, if he thinks this is Scarf, then yeah, staying in Wobbuffet here is the correct play, because what we can do is you can, because the Darkrai, okay, yeah, it's clearly locked in. Yeah, you safeguard here, and then now you can use this Scarf Darkrai as setup fodder, and Squeeby can't do anything about it. Now this Rayquaza is going to certainly cause some problems here. Gotta get the SD up. Extreme speed will probably do a significant amount of damage here, and oh, and yeah, so both players trading. Squeeby could have gotten out of that with a crit, but this Rayquaza looks in prime position to just clean house right now. Extreme speeds here, crit. Oh, that is not what Squeeby wanted to see, and Squeeby's gonna forfeit here, and Shrang is going to win this series 2-1. So yeah, that I would say, yeah, that was well played by Shrang. Got a bunch of value out of that all attacker Mewtwo, you know, nailing the Kyogre in the back, and then being able to get significant chip damage on the Dialga, and then the Dialga showing Dragon Claw meant that you were gonna have some problems against Groudon, because if you're Dragon Claw, that means that you probably are lacking Draco or something. And usually that indicates it's like, you know, bulk up Dialga of some kind, whether it's Subtech or a Rest Talk is a whole other matter altogether. And then obviously the taking advantage, Shrang had like you know, good recognition that, you know, hey look, why is Squeeby switching into Darkrai on a Groudon? Chances are it's probably Scarf, so you know, that's like just good set recognition, because again, if you look at Squeeby's team, it's like your Rock Polish Groudon counterplay, pretty spotty. So, you know, these are kind of things you want to think about when you're, you know, in game, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then Shrang knowing that, hey look, this Darkrai is choice locked into Dark Void, so let's, you know, set up a safeguard. And here's the thing, right? Like, it's got 12-16 PP. It's like, you do the math, it's like that Wobbuffet, like, it has to wake up at some point, right? So you can get the safeguard up. The safeguard's pretty free, and then as a result, you see how Shrang used that to set up a Sword Stance Rayquaza endgame, and you know that was that. And as for the last here, I don't know what his last was. I mean, obviously it could have been Scizor, it could have been Mewtwo, or sorry, not Mewtwo, Darkrai, his own Darkrai. It also could have been Tyranitar, which is another variation, but personally I'm not as sold on that variation, but I guess T-Tar is kind of nice if you need like a secondary Lati check, sort of. But it's a little bit spottier in this tier because of, you know, Sodu and everything, so it's not like OU where T-Tar can reliably just, you know, sit on it. But regardless though, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and consider donating to DPP Revival Ubers Open's prize pool, and I will see you guys next time.